Hello students, I Shobha Madhva from the USPC Jain Public School. Today I will tell you about the last topic of life processes, that is excretion. Now what is excretion? It is a process involved in the removal of harmful waste formed by metabolism of the food material. You know that metabolic activities, these are going in our body. Metabolic activities generate nitrogenous material which need to be removed. The biological process involved in the removal of these harmful metabolic waste from the body is called excretion. Different organisms use varied strategies to do this. Now, unicellular organisms remove these waste by simple diffusion from the body surface into the surrounding water. Multicellular organisms, they have specialized organs to perform the same function, because in multicellular organisms all the cells are not in the direct contact, so diffusion is not sufficient in the multicellular organism to remove the waste material. Now, excretory system in human being. The excretory system of human beings include a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Kidneys are located in the abdomen on one or either side of the backbone. It is bean-shaped, red color organ. Each kidney of an adult measures, it has 10 to 12 centimeter length, 5 to 7 centimeter weight, and 2 to 3 centimeter thickness. Its weight, average weight, is 120 to 170 gram. Its outer margin is convex and inner margin is concave. It has a notch on the inner margin which is concave, and this notch is called hilus. This is the hilus. Renal artery, it brings blood to the kidney. It enters through the hilus. And renal vein, it take away the blood from the kidney through the hilus. Ureter, it also open from the hilus. It one end it's at the kidney, and other end it open to the urinary bladder. This is ureter. It brings the urine into the urinary bladder through which it come out. On the top of each kidney, adrenal gland is present. This is the endocrine gland. It has no function in the process of excretion. Now, outer region of the kidney is deep red in color and is called cortex. And inner region, it is light red in color and is known as medulla. These structures, they have a broad base towards the cortex and narrow towards the pelvis. Each kidney has thousands of nephrons, which are basic structural and functional unit of the kidney. They are responsible for the urine formation. Each nephron has two parts. One is Bowman capsule, another is the convoluted tube. Cup-like structure is called Bowman capsule, and tubular portion. This tubular portion is further divided. Bowman capsule is two-layered. In it, blood capillaries are present. These cluster of blood capillaries are known as glomerulus. Renal artery, it divide and form capillaries. A cluster of blood capillaries is known as glomerulus, which is present in the Bowman capsule. These both are known as Malpighian body. Blood capillaries and Bowman capsule, they are known as Malpighian body. Each renal arteriole enters the Bowman capsule as afferent arteriole, forms a capillary network inside the cup-like structure and leave the Bowman capsule as afferent arteriole. This is the afferent arteriole and it is afferent. Afferent and it is afferent. Now this tube-like, another second part is the tubular part. Now this tubular part of afferent has three parts. First is proximal curved portion. White curved portion is proximal convoluted tube. Last, this curved portion is distal convoluted tube, and this hairpin like structure, it is known as loop of Henle, and this is collecting duct. Distal convoluted tube open into the collecting duct. Proximal convoluted tube, it is curved portion, it open into the loop of Henle. Henle loop we also called it. It is a hairpin like structure. This Henle loop further open into the distal convoluted tube, which open into the collecting duct. This straight vertical tube, it is known as collecting duct. Now how is urine produced? Nitrogenous waste such as urea or uric acid should be removed from the blood, and it is removed by the kidney. Kidney, it is made up of, we know that, filtration unit which is known as nephron. Now these nephron, it has the first part, its first part is Bowman capsule. Now this Bowman capsule, this blue color Bowman capsule, in it the renal artery, it divide into the afferent arteriole, and afferent arteriole, it further form a cluster of blood capillaries which join to form the afferent arteriole, which further open into the renal vein. Now this afferent arteriole, it is thicker vessel as compared to the efferent arteriole, which is a thinner vessel. Now here the filter come into the Bowman capsule. This is known as initial filtrate. It contains all the things which is present in the blood, but red blood cell and protein, they do not go into the Bowman capsule, and this red blood cell and protein, it go back to the thinner vessel, that is the afferent arteriole. When this initial filtrate from the Bowman capsule, it goes to the first part of the tubule, that is a proximal convoluted tube, then some substances are reabsorbed in our blood again. Why these substances are reabsorbed again? Because these are the nutrients which are required in our body. It should not be removed from our body. These substances which come along the initial filtrate, such as glucose, amino acids, salt, and a major amount of water, these are selectively reabsorbed into the PCT, that is a proximal convoluted tube. Then the filtrate, it comes to the loop of Henle, and after that it passes to the distal convoluted tube. In the loop of Henle, the water is reabsorbed. The amount of water reabsorbed depend upon how much excess water is present in the body and on how much of dissolved waste there is to be excreted. So in the last, distal convoluted tube, in this some salts like calcium, it get reabsorbed in our body, and hydrogen ion, it enter into our tubule to make the balance. So next, then it come to the collecting duct. In the collecting duct, urine drop by drop, it get collected, it passes to the ureters. The urine formed in each kidney then enters a long tube, the ureter. The ureter further open into urinary bladder. Urine is stored into the urinary bladder until the pressure of the expanded bladder lead to the urge to pass it out through urethra. Next topic is artificial kidney or hemodialysis. Kidneys are vital organ for survival. Several factors like infection, injury, or restricted blood flow to kidney reduce the activity of kidney. This leads to the accumulation of poisonous waste in the body, which can even lead to the death of the person. The most common infections are inflammation of kidneys, obstruction of urine flow, reduction of blood flow into the kidneys. In case of kidney failure, an artificial kidney can be used. An artificial kidney is a device to remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through dialysis. Artificial kidney contains a number of tubes with semi-permeable lining suspended in a tank filled with dialysing fluid. This fluid has same osmotic pressure as blood, except that it do not have nitrogenous waste. The patient blood is passed through these tubes. During this passage, the waste products from the blood pass into dialysing fluid by diffusion. The purified blood is pumped back into the patient body. This is similar to the function of kidney, but it is different since there is no reabsorption involved. In the dialysing fluid, the waste material from the blood, it goes to the dialysing fluid due to different concentration. Because the waste material has high concentration in the blood as compared to the dialysing fluid, it do not have the waste material. So from the blood, nitrogen waste material pass into the dialysing fluid, and the pure blood again pass to the patient body. Normally, in a healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidney is about 180 liter daily. However, the volume actually excreted is only a liter or 2 a day, because the remaining filtrate is reabsorbed in the kidney tubules.